finals, and he has been, vast improvements in his play.
So we'll see if that improvement comes through again for AHQ. Get online and support your team on Twitter. Hashtag H2K win. Hashtag AHQ win. For which squad do you think is going to be doing it? Of course, INTZ Esports and Edward Gaming, the other two teams in this group, means this is the likely battle for second as we get into our third game of the League of Legends World Championship. H2K takes on AHQ.
Let's see what happens here. Such an important game for both teams. AHQ is a team a lot of people underrate coming into this tournament. It happened before. Very, very often the LMS teams are being underrated. Judging from the performance they've had the entire year, it's been a rough year. They didn't win spring, they didn't win summer, obviously missed out on MSI due to not winning spring, and then had to go through the regional qualifier to make it here to Worlds.
Well, you have to be very careful messing with Olaf on level 1 because he can spam access and
pop the Ghost. He's going to have to flash, I think, and will do so. Going to flash to follow, won't quite land the stun. Albus does force flash out of Odoamne, though. And it's H2K down 2 summoners. AHQ actually down 3. As Westar also ghosted.
See Olaf's all the time popping that ghost super early on, very low cooldown on the summer spell. Trading that for flash, definitely advantage in that jungle matchup that we are going to be hyper focused on.
I really like actually that flash from Albus. Yeah, okay, he knew someone could just flash it as well, but trading flash support, Albus is not done. He's still harassing, getting another summoner now, Ghost from Ryu.
But this is much later in the game. Ryu can no longer recall safely without missing experience or gold, so Ryu is down a Ghost and down a potion as well, and even still a bit of health afterwards.
Yeah, Albus really doing some work here. As I said before, I like the fact he actually trade flashes with Odoamne, because that gives Olaf an opening now to go for an early gank on top side and try and get Ziv going. We know how strong of a carry Ziv is, and if Rumble gets an early advantage, get early force the wave to sit in the middle when you hit level 2 and can then go all in. But no advantage really gained by either team bottom side.
And either way, both AD carries actually picking the more defensive Keystone Mastery, Warlord's Bloodlust, giving lifesteal. So I feel like this actually plays somewhat into On's favor, where Forgiven wants to dominate lane, wants to deal a ton of damage and push his opponents out. And On wants to farm. Well, he's going to have high health AD carries most of the time. This just generally plays in his favor. A nice stun's going to land Zap as well. Look at the damage on a Forgiven. And he even dodged the tilt over Peacemaker.
Ooh, Jankos is here around the corner. This is very, very early. Level 3 only. Gonna be a very tough gank to pull off. Forgiven needs to save one trap at least if he wants to do it. He just wasted all 3.
Finds the stun on Albus. The chain is there. A lot of damage across, but that's gonna be the nice chompers pushing Inkoss away. Dive's not gonna work. Vander puts up the shield, but now Mountain knows he is safe to dive the top lane.
No flash from Odoamne. Remember, Albus forced it away level 1.
Ramana only has the jump. He's going to go for the jump off to the side, getting away from the axe, but it's going to be enough damage for Mountain. One more chop, and there's the first blood for AHQ into the top lane.
Huge answer top side there for Mountain, and he's the one to cash in on that first blood as well. Olaf can jump off to those early cooldown reduction boots and spam ganks with his ghost.
Yeah, we have to question H2K's call here, trying to dive the bot lane at 2v everything. So Forgiven is still staying in lane, sitting on 1,600 gold at this point. So obviously won't be able to get both items on his first back. Definitely want the BF sword.
1,800 for Forgiven, 1,600 for On right now, which is enough for a dagger, maybe 2 after the recall. We'll see what it ends up being. Here comes Jankos looking for the gank. Albus a bit low, walks right in, but suddenly Mountain's there as well, and he lands the stun. So Vander to keep him alive, puts the shield up, blocks some of the hits now. Once again, exhausted now onto Mountain, running out of HP, onto the trap as well, and Forgiven gets H2K's first kill. The tournament, the snipe, not going to mean too much as Albus tanks it, but look at this now, 400 gold lead for the European team.
Yeah, Mountain just sticking in the same spot, stands there and not level 6, so can't get out of the Caitlyn trap, so good answer back for H2K on the bottom side, and that kill did go to Forgiven. Deficio, you talked about maybe not on his first back if he sticks around a little.
Got to compliment you in your item game right now. 2 players perfectly predicting the item openings. Love that. Smart man. Great killcaster. Now Westar losing his passive. Ooh, good flash getting away from the Inkoss cocoon. A quick silence on Ryu, and out they both go. H2K right now sitting 600 gold up, the European representative, one of 3 here at the tournament. Slight lead over AHQ.
Yeah, while H2K is slightly ahead, I actually think HQ is fairly happy with the early game. We talked about how they're a team who wants to get further into the game. They have really good shot calling in the middle late game and have very good team fighting later on with the Malzahar, with the Jinx, and also as a team. So they're probably happy, honestly, not being further down. Inferno being started.
Ooh, he's really low. They're going to get the Inferno, but can he get out?
Okay, he's going to run for the Magical Dream. Pops the ulti, gets to the cocoon. That was him pressing R in time, and he hits it late. He keeps the armor and MR on during the snipe and hits it later. Nice ulti in from Odoamne. Wants to face off against Ziv. Not the best equalizer, no longer tagging the Gnar.
dive. He's like, okay, you gotta back away, you lose this entire minion wave, Forgiven gets a few more hits on tower, and they're just slowly chipping down that bot lane tower without really risking the dive.
Really lands a stun there. Once again, a wave pushed under the turret. Of course, they know Ziv does not have his ulti. Tempered Fate's going to land. That's going to mean a stun onto Forgiven. Oh, he can't cast it in time. Was worried about getting stunned up by Vander. Either way, it is the flash out for the H2K AD carry. And that's good play by Albus to set that up.
Yeah, very important thing with the ulti from, oh, let's see,
For the slow, actually. Just putting damage on the Western. That's actually going to be enough to get the chase in. Has to be back in. Perfect by Ryu. When the Q landed, he knew he had it. His body told him yes, and he makes it go.
There was also good dodge there from Ryu. If you notice, he walked back out of the silence and then continued on with the dive. That was extremely well played by Ryu to grab that kill.
Yeah, like some of the small plays we see here in these one AHQ.
Yeah.
They need scaling, they need time. They need to get to late game, and it's up to H2K to make sure they don't get to that late game point.
And they're looking to push it in. Jankos up through the jungle, spots Mountain with the ward. Odwamna now looking for it as well, and Olaf now in a bad spot. Ults at the right time to get away from Cocoon. Trace blows back into Jankos, but when the cooldowns come up, he's dead, and Odwamna flashes to get the chase, lands the boomerang, and knocks him down. And suddenly, this is bad news bears for Ziv. The Rumble is alone, but a fight in the bot lane, not quite gonna land it, as Ziv clears the wave, hits them on a teleport. And oh, he grounds him. Ziv cannot take off. He will get the kill on a Jankos, though. A nice trade coming in, but he is poisoned. Ryu will take him down.
We mentioned the playstyle here for the two mid laners. Not only does it make life difficult for the jungler, but Ryu being able to push up and roam like that also results in the kill there on Ziv, and HQ lose so much pressure due to Westor not being able to hold his own, even though the CS gets pretty much evened up there. And Ryu actually still even
away in towers. And then they step away again, give it a few hits, step away. It's very, very important they don't start tower diving too early, because AHQ is technically playing a pure team fighting comp here. With Malzahar, Jinx, Rumble. So once you start diving towers, you actually enable the enemy team to get potential fights, because they can roam in, they can stop you between towers, they can take the team fight. No, they're just constantly poking and rotating. They're not taking any big team fights versus AHQ. Just always move between lanes and poke towers.
The main thing going for AHQ is the jungle, though. Mountain with the CS lead, also been able to take both of the early Drakes, adding the Cloud Drake on top of the Infernal for them. It's not enough to overcome this big gold lead that H2K have accumulated in a team fight, but is going to help them maneuver between the turrets for defense.
Yeah, this is actually one of the better squads to have an Infernal Drake on, though, if you're talking about what it's useful on. Every single champion, except maybe the Bard, really cares about their attack damage or ability power going up. You've got aggressive builds from Ziv and co, and this could be very scary then. If the gold gets a bit closer, HQ has those extra stats. But right now, it's H2K playing the map better, looking for the mid lane as well. A lot of damage onto this turret, down well below half HP. And AHQ really just unable to threaten them. They can kill the wave, and that's it.
Exactly, and it's the same for H2K. There's making sure, slowly take down this tower, never diving, never give HQ a chance to take a team fight. And yeah, Odamna, he does quite some damage right now.
Already at the 2-item power spike, completing the Frozen Mallet 20 minutes into the game.
I would like to see H2K make a play on the bottom tower, though. The bottom tower is fairly low. They have some vision now with Jankos in the enemy jungle. TP, of course, is available for Ziv, so that makes it a bit harder. They had some time before. Seems like they just want that mid tower.
Yeah, I actually like mid lane even more here, because Westor is constantly having to run for his life. Passive is down always, and Jankos is actually setting up on a ward.
Yep, there's the slow, runs into his face. There's not much places to go with this one. It's going to be a stun on a Vander. The assassin's going to come through. Albus gets the last hit, and Tempered Fate buys a few more seconds. Oh! There's the rocket, and it's forcing several flashes out of H2K, who are running out of HP as well. One kill picked up. AHQ down 3,000 gold, but with the numbers advantage now on the map.
First time that AHQ finally gets multiple members together, catching H2K. Became a little bit too predictable with constantly sitting around this mid tower, and finally they could just move in and actually stop them. One kill, 2 dragons, remember, for AHQ.
Oh, the stun's gonna land. Forgiven is gone. Albus, unlucky, gets the kill again. So the support stealing away the gold that could have been better on another source, but more on the map. AHQ able to grab this turret as well on getting the solo gold, and the actual advantage for H2K now down to only 2,000.
Yeah, it's almost too slow now for H2K with how they're moving between the lanes, and AHQ got to react, picked up 1 kill, walked into enemy jungle, and Forgiven didn't expect anyone to be there. He dies as well. Bot tower goes down. Suddenly, AHQ is picking up a lot of gold.
This is why we spend so much time talking about slowly moving up your ward lines and making sure that you're not sitting on a ward like that. That one play from Jankos has chained into a huge comeback here for AHQ in the mid game. Even though they're still down in gold, that was a pretty big swing for AHQ, considering they also still have those 2 Drakes.
Yeah, it was the best you could have hoped for. We can tell the fact that Ryu
On a ward, trying to make the play. He's just running out of HP way too fast. There's the kill picked up. And again, mistakes by H2K in the mid game.
Wards don't just save lives, they also will cost your death here as Ryu, also sitting on 1, goes down.
Yeah, really now things are just falling apart. Forgiven was sitting in the bottom lane at his tier 2 tower about to push out a wave, and Ryu was just really far off the lane without any proper deep vision. Look at the HQ jungle, 3 pink wards. He had 0 idea who was there, and he just got caught out completely. H2K needs...
If Jinx just gets that 1 reset, as you said, she's almost at the 3rd item power spike right now, so On is ready to peak.
It's going to be scary very soon. As much as I love to talk about how nice Cloud Drakes are, if those were Ocean Drakes for HQ, that turret was probably dead. The regen they would have gotten, probably just enough to just push through H2K, who was wearing down their health bars as well. But we are now in a reset map. Both teams need to get back into the mid lane, get the wave control, get the wards down, and play for the Baron again.
Step 1 is always pushing up that mid lane. It gives you access to the river, and then you can go to Baron, you can go to...
Whoa, the flash play, they're going to remove the chance to flash out, and On is going to get blasted! Well played by Ryu, now for the re-engage. A lot of damage coming across the burn, back and forth. Undertow hits a few, but Ryu has the slows now on a Mountain, who's already lost his ultimate. It's a 5v4, and it might be more for this one. Not going to land the ulti, though, from Vander, and AHQ will survive with the rest of their members, but a great snipe onto On to start it out.
The one thing H2K managed to do when they were setting up in the river for that Baron a few minutes ago was actually force the flash away from An. So he was down here as well. He ends up dying because Ryu just goes all in for him. Yanga's looking for more.
And that was a great kill for H2K. However, it only enables them to sort of clear out some of the H2K vision, right? Ryu used both summoners, and those are also very important summoners.
I actually don't think that play was even worth it for H2K. Obviously, they expected to get more and then take a Baron, but they only got 1 kill. The same wards are still here for AHQ, and they still have full river control.
Their replacements. H2K was able to get some wards down, but now we've got a fight in this one. Vander in the front line, taking plenty of punishment. Mountain still on the chase. The shield drops, and he's got to run away from this one. A quick snipe doesn't mean too much. Rocket nearly took down Vander. A sliver of HP left, but he's fine. He's going to swing the door, and he's going to be all right with this one. Just surviving, but that does mean a recall. H2K
You okay there?
support.
We just have 2 teams constantly fighting around this Baron here and trying to look for picks against each other.
Spotted.
We still need to look at Ryu without summoners and what he can do in the fight. It's very hard to play Cassiopeia against things like Rumble and Malzahar, things that can stone you. When you want to sit there and deal consistent DPS, it becomes difficult, especially without summoners.
Oh, here comes Westor with the ghost.
Where's he going?
Looking for the play, gets the ulti onto Jankos. Tempered Fate to dodge the rest of the team, and he's going to drop right down into Flame Choppers. There's the root, there's the kill. Great snipe picked up. Westor setting it all up and making it happen, and now no jungler. Let's go Baron.
Yeah, Yanka's greeting with the flash here. As soon as Westor was in range, Yankas could have flashed out, but no, he saved it, and then he got stunned. Then he got locked down after.
H2K want this though. Ryu has enough mana and enough health to take a team fight. Knock up on Albus, looking to take down the support. There's Baron picked up really quick by the red team, but the team fight's still going in. The backline is safe from H2K, and they're putting in a ton of damage right now. On staying alive, gets the snipe. Now the re-engage from Ryu is going to pick up Mountain, and he will. On lifesteals on a ward, gets away from the poison, but be careful AHQ. It's going to be On, figuring out if he wants to go. Oh! The snipe nearly takes down Forgiven, but H2K can't get much more. 2 dead from H2K, 3 dead from AHQ. The Baron still does mean more for the LMS squad, and we will disengage.
Oh my goodness, that was one tense Baron fight here. I have to say, both AD carries trading ults at the end. That's the second time that On has been robbed and not had quite enough execute
death by a
damage.
touch, and you would actually kill people.
Genius. Okay, but look at how ridiculous this fight is. Okay, so they stay in on the Baron and they commit to finishing it. Westor is sacrificing himself, trying to keep the rest of the team outside the pit. He does that. Mountain here actually doesn't even auto-attack Odo Amne. He's out there. He's just running around on Olaf with his ultimate on. Eventually waits it out there as Ryu, as soon as the Olaf ultimate ends, he just ults him and kills him. So Mountain definitely could have done more there, but On, in the back of the pit, fends everyone off as they exchange snipes and eventually is able to just recall, saving.
There's that. On actually has more gold than Forgiven now, despite the kill and the extra farm. Just the extra objective gold actually puts the AHQ AD carry ahead. He's generally up on the curve, has his armor penetration item, which is great for killing Odwamna and Vander. And you can see the money counts here. It's very AD carry centric. It's about those marksmen in the bottom lane, putting out consistent physical damage.
Mountain.
And now looking for the play onto Ryu, landing a couple of these slows, but Mountain's got to run out. He's got to lose his ulti very soon. Will there be a re-engage? A quick snipe onto Albus. Not going to land much with the Tempered Fate. And now it's Yankov finding the stun into Westor. They're going to go for the mid laner, and AHQ are going to lose their Malzahar. It's a 5v4 now. H2K looking for a little bit more on this one. Not going to land the zap just yet. Is on. Yankos with low HP, but everyone can body block that Mega Death Rocket.
Bit of a disjointed engage there from AHQ this time around as Mountain
out of nowhere
flanks with just Westor there to deliver damage and immediately has to retreat. Very, very curious decision making here, and we'll have to see how they can clean it up afterwards because H2K want to make them pay for it.
Also remember Westor, who used that flash earlier to try and get down to the bottom lane and get a kill on Odwamna. Now didn't have it when Yankos flashed forward and actually cocooned him. So well played by Yankos and H2K, and Westor getting punished for being very, very greedy with his summons. HQ is moving around.
Oh, they're going for Ryu! And he's going to get hit by the Tempered Fate, but H2K is here to reinforce. Flame Choppers push him back. Vander jumping in, taking some damage.
They got the teleport out there. That was the big cooldown from H2K. Ryu does escape, though, with just the ghost.
And they're still going to be pushing. Westor walks into mid, realizes there's no wave, walks back, but he walked through wards doing this. He's now a little bit alone. And yeah, those are Caitlyn traps over there. He's got to go a different direction. Innocent left, he could have walked over them and they wouldn't have done anything. He's immune to CC and wouldn't have taken damage, so it didn't matter, but...
Over one.
I don't think it even tick off him. That doesn't do damage anymore. But here we go, Westor back in onto Odwamna, putting half of his health onto the dumpster right now. Pops the Malva Mortius as well, and he's going to run out with this one. Yankos to reinforce, and once again, mid lane push first by AHQ.
And that means full access to the river, where there are a few H2K wards, but as we've highlighted multiple times, H2K never has more than just a few wards.
And remember, critically, Odwamna uses teleport in the last attempt, so he doesn't have it to go back to base and teleport out. That's why AHQ are forcing this Baron and go burning it down.
5v4 force. Ryu is in full swing, though. He's going to dodge away from some of this, down to half HP. Mountain wants in, and it's going to be the Mega Death Rocket taking him out. On taking a ton of health, though. He's got a kite back. Yankos has not killed him yet. Almost a kite away, and they will keep him alive. It's 2 for 0. This is not good for H2K. They've got to get out. A flash to get away from Tempered Fate, and that'll be a secure Baron you have to expect for AHQ.
Yeah, Ryu ended up just going aggressive alone here, trying to chase down the Jinx. He ends up getting caught in line.
3 versus 5 onto Odwamna. He has Guardian Angel. The pool doing so much damage. They're going to find Vander on flash the wall, staying alive. Gets forgiven as well. This is the whitewash. H2K losing everybody. Odwamna, the last one to fall. That is an ace. That's going to be Baron and AHQ with a significant lead.
It was just a matter of time before AHQ got the right team fight with their scaling composition here on. He stayed alive. He managed to pick up 1 and 2 kills suddenly after each other. Ryu, look at his position here. He goes in all alone to try and chase the squishies of AHQ, and then he ends up overextending. He dies. No one followed. Odwamna is still running from base. He's joining now. Didn't even get to get full HP, and this is just a much better setup, a much better late game by AHQ. And H2K, they're running out of options right now. They keep sitting in that river, place a few wards in river, and do nothing else.
AHQ underestimated once again, but the late game coming through so big. Westor on cooldown, ulting the front line, all that percentage health damage from Malzahar, doesn't hesitate. And look at this, On jumps out the back. They don't even lose a person in this Baron fight.
3 versus 5. One is AHQ have also managed to knock down the mid inhibitor, and then come down, take the Elder Dragon, and then reset. Double buffs, major buffs on for the next 2 minutes. AHQ have all the tools they need to win the game in the next 2 minutes.
Definitely. Honestly, I've had the tools for the last, should we say, 15 minutes. You know, once they hit 3 items on Malzahar, on the Jinx, much better setup on the map, start taking down some of these turrets and getting the goal lead. They've been looking very, very good now here in the late game. And H2K, it's going to be very hard for them to do anything. Winning a 5-on-5 is almost impossible at this point.
Yeah, HQ pretty much topping off all the item builds now. They've got the warmongering Bard build here for Albus. Guardian Angel on Olaf is one of the best, because we talk about, yeah, we've seen a lot of fights where Mountain has had to retreat with his ultimate on. Guardian Angel, no fear. You get to go make full use of your passive attack speed and just fight fearlessly. Your lifesteal at low health is extremely high.
And it really is important to see a Bard just go full tank, because it means you can play way more aggressive in team fights and position yourself with these Qs here, trying to get, you know, the stun connected to the two members or with the wall. And you can actually just kind of be annoying because you can keep being in their face and they have to deal with you.
Not to mention the health regeneration that kicks in after you go for an aggressive play, then back off. You can see tops off very quickly there with the Warmog's passive. Right back to full, can go try and be annoying, as you say, once again, and snag some kills.
Right now, AHQ could pull the trigger on a dive because they've seen Odwamna's Gnar up in the mid lane clearing minions away, so 5v4 guaranteed control. H2K sees that, backs off, gives the turret away, and now we're only 30 seconds, even less than that, left on the Elder Dragon buff. They'll pick up what they can. Baron under a minute as well.
Kobe, you highlighted the amount of HP's going to get back. Let's talk right after, because engage.
For the play, great equalizer off the top. Vander running out of health, and he's going to get sniped down. Another kill picked up here. Odwamna running for dear life under 1,000. And it's going to be already the inhibitor turret gone. The inhib itself also 5v4. AHQ still wearing buffs for a couple more seconds, looking for the death. They're looking to take it down right now. They've got super minions. They've got a ton of damage on a Forgiven. 600 damage crit there. The first turret gonna fall. Looking for number 2 as well as Ziv in the battle with Odwamna. Gets revenge from earlier on in the game, and that's gonna be the second turret down. 5 versus 3. H2K backs against the wall. The recall and the teleport back in for Ziv to be full HP, to go for the Nexus, to close it out here in the group stage. One more hit will do it. Not quite gonna find the kill. Oh, actually gonna lose his life, but they're going for the Nexus. They're gonna have the damage, and AHQ takes down H2K for their first match of the group stage.
This game honestly went almost as predicted. Early game in favor of H2K, late game in favor of AHQ, but H2K simply didn't manage to snowball their advantage. Mid game, way too often didn't they have any objective in mind, and when they actually thought about Baron, there was this vision in the river.